If you are the proud owner of a shiny new Apple product, the police say you may have just made yourself a target for criminals. It's called apple picking. Thieves going to great lengths to get iPads and iPhones. And here you are looking at the most extreme example yet, a high-speed chase through the streets of San Francisco that ended up in this 5-car pileup. ABC's Mark Greenblatt is on the story this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Dan, Bianna. You know, Apple likes to tell its consumers to think differently. Well, apparently would-be thieves are listening into. But they're not just stealing iPads and iPhones in record numbers now. We're hearing some of the most extreme examples of violent damage now being left behind.
A wild, high-speed police chase ended violently in San Francisco with a stunned woman trapped inside her car and flying debris injuring a child playing nearby. All of this, police say, over the latest brazen attempt to steal an iPad. This time, the getaway car struck 5 separate vehicles across a mile-long path in one of the most extreme Apple thefts on record.
It was dipping through 2 intersections. It gets right here, slams into the side of the van, and vaporizes into there. Craziest thing ever.
The alleged thieves targeted a woman walking alone in broad daylight. Across the country, Apple thefts have grown to near epidemic proportions. In New York, they now account for 1 in 7 of all crimes committed, and they're up 40% this year over last.
Look, the Apple iPhone has been one of the biggest targets, especially with grand larceny.
Nationally, more of the same. Take this drive-through heist earlier this month, where a California man is accused of intentionally crashing an SUV through an Apple store. The goal, not to take just one iPad, but to gather up everything in sight. In Los Angeles, this man sneaks up behind a woman and beats her down just to get her phone. And just this week, this federal agent with the TSA landed in hot water after ABC's Brian Ross tracked a missing iPad to his home.
My wife says she got the iPad and brought it home.
That agent has since been fired, and the incident has added to congressional calls to reform the TSA.
And while some police departments are now stationing extra officers near Apple stores, clearly the lesson here remains, Dan, Bianna, that if you have one of these fun devices and you actually want to keep it, better keep it close.